A couple of weeks ago, I decided to get into the 3D printing game, field, whatever you want to call it, and I purchased a Prusa MK4 with the enclosure. Now, I started using it before I put it in the enclosure, and upon putting it in the enclosure, I discovered a couple of things I wasn't crazy about. One, as you can see in the right-hand corner there, is the spool of filament that is sitting inside the cabinet, and yeah, it keeps it nice and warm and dry in there. But I liked having two spools up on top. I quickly adjusted to that and wasn't sure what to do about it. Now, first thing I did was I took the original spool rod off, this thing here, and I printed up a 75 millimeter rod that fit right in. It pulled the spool in a little more and got it a bit out of the way. And then I discovered on printables.com, CMP Design put together a holder that goes on top of the cabinet, mounts in current holes that are there, and uses the original spool holder. So that's what I'm going to install on this today, and we'll see what happens from there. Now, I'm not going to go through every stage of the build, because if you got this far with your Prusa, I think you know how to handle a screwdriver. The design has insets for the nuts. It tells you what size screws to use in the web page, and it doesn't seem that difficult to put together. Very self-explanatory. So, going to put it together, and we'll see what happens, and then we'll be back. I'll quickly go through the parts that you have to print up. There are 6 parts that are printed, and you'll need a couple extras. First is the base plate. This mounts in screw holes that are already on the top. There's a little plastic piece that's in the top there that you'll have to remove. It's held in by plugs, and they're easy enough to get out, and then this will screw down. On the flip side, you can see it's already has insets for nuts. So you have 4 holes for the mounting to the top of the cabinet. And then we have this piece that sits in here, and that holds these 2 blocks. Okay, and they will be high enough for this to clamp onto. So if you get the picture, actually it goes this way. Gonna have to flip it around, but that's gonna fit on that. So that's the way it's gonna go together for that section. Now in the front, we have a part for the tube, the filament to go through, and you will need to, actually they're optional, PTFE pass-throughs for that. And underneath is another board that is optional, and this will go under the top piece and brace them all together. And then a short piece of PTFE tube will go through there, and that will be how you feed your filament through. Okay, I'm going to put this together, and we'll see how it goes. So everything went together very nicely. The unit is in place, obviously. I also have a roll of filament in there. I fed it down through the tubes as it was designed, and then it goes into the extruder. Now, the tube from the inner one had to be cut, and that's now sitting up on the left-hand side over the thermometer, and that's out of the way. So now I can put 3 reels in here comfortably and get things working. As I said, everything went together smoothly. Now I will warn you, the plans, the files are for an MK3, And if you're doing it on an MK4, you're going to have to adjust your settings in the slicer to get the proper slicing. So other than that, everything went well, went as planned, and there you have it.